Today I'd like to bring you a passage from the Bible, from the Old Testament and 1 Samuel chapter 23. But let me set it up this way. Because God's an infinite God, He knows all the things that ever will be, but He also knows all the things that could be and never will be. Think about that. God knows all the options of what could happen in your life, and what could be, could have been, as well as what will be. The past is as clear to Him as the present and the future. And one of the places in the Bible that talks about that is 1 Samuel 23, and it talks about it in story form. David was the second king of Israel, and he's being pursued by the first king who wasn't willing to give up his throne. That man's name was Saul. And David, with his men, was on a run for his life. And he was in a place called Keilah. And so he inquires of the Lord if Saul and his men are going to pursue him there. And I'm going to pick up the reading with verse 9. It says, "Now David knew that Saul was plotting evil against him. So he said to Abiathar the priest, 'Bring the ephod here.'" The ephod was just one of the ways that God used in the Old Testament to be able to know the mind of God or the will of God. Let me continue. Then David said, "O Lord God of Israel, thy servant has heard for certain that Saul is seeking to come to Keilah to destroy the city on my account. Will the men of Keilah surrender me into his hand? Will Saul come down just as thy servant has heard? O Lord God of Israel, I pray, tell thy servant." And the Lord said, "He will come down." Then David said, "Will the men of Keilah surrender me and my men into the hand of Saul?" And the Lord said, "They will surrender you." This is the verse I love. Verse 13. "So David and his men, about 600, arose and departed from Keilah, and they went wherever they could. And when it was told Saul that David had escaped from Keilah, he gave up the pursuit." Now, David did the logical thing. I mean, when you think about it, are the people of Keilah going to give me up if Saul comes? Yes, they're going to give you up. You're going to die. David did the only smart thing to do. He took off. God knows not only the things that will be, but because He's infinite, He also knows all the things that could be that never will be. I don't know about you, but that gives me confidence as I face this new year, to know that God is in charge, He's in control, and He knows all the options available, and He loves me, and He's working His best for me and for you as well. That's my word for today. It's what's been on my mind all morning.